Welcome to the Hellmouth. Hope everybody's 5x5. This is Major Slayage, Ket Arik, Rewatch, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. My name is Eric, and to my right, your left, my magnificent, magical, meticulous, mirthful, mischief-making wife and Major Slayage co-host. You know her as half the powerhouse duo that is Kim and Ket. Stay alive, maybe. Give it up for Mrs. Martin.
Hey!
A.K.A. Ketryn. Hello.
That was good. I can't believe we made it to M's already.
These are fun.
I know. They're quite fun for me as well.
We are shiny, sweaty boots, and there's just no way around it. It's 8 o'clock at night, and it's still
1 million.
hot as a nutsack.
Yeah.
And so apologize if the sound is weird. We have a fan over here. There was just no way to record this without.
Otherwise, we will turn to dust.
Yeah, or melt or something. It's not going to be great. So
yeah,
I'm going to be drinking
deal
a lot.
with it.
I'm going to be drinking a lot, and we're going to probably remark on the heat several more times. But welcome, and thanks for being here. Yakira.
Yakira.
And yeah, we are here to talk about Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 2, Episode 13.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Before we jump into things, just wanted to appeal to your generosity and good graces. We really need to get the word out about this show. So if you're enjoying this, please send this to a friend. Send this to an enemy. Send this to a coworker you only kind of talk to. Send this to that person you've been wanting to ask out but haven't had the guts. And let this be your excuse to strike up a conversation. Text, email this, post the video to your Facebook page. Anything you could do to just help spread the word.
Enlist a crow or a carrier pigeon with a
Sure.
note scrolled to its leg.
Yeah, we're not going to get into the particulars. We don't need to know your whole life story, but anything you can do to just spread the word, help us out. In addition, please please subscribe, leave a comment, hit that notification bell so you find out when we put out new stuff. And if you're listening on a podcast app, same thing goes. Share this with people, leave a comment or a review, 5-star rating. I just wanted to get that out of the way. What did you think of this episode?
Oh, it's great.
It's
great.
We are in a good run. I think this season in general has been really strong.
Yeah.
And
I get what, I'm not a season 2, I love this season. It's not my favorite. I know that there's the thing that a lot of fans say
this is peak Buffy.
Peak Buffy. I don't disagree.
Right.
It's a fantastic, strong season.
Yeah, I don't have anything particular to point out bad about this one, which is a fun change of pace from some of the ones we've watched this season. But yeah, this is just fun. Again, it's the big story. It's the big lore. Drusilla's fucking incredible in this. Boy, seeing her come out of her shell is just a revelation. I thought they were going to neuter Spike with him being injured, but Spike's still very Spike in this, even from his little chair.
Yeah, and he's less. It's interesting because you'd think that character. Well, we can talk. You'd think that character would overcompensate because he's in a chair.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, he's just really just kind of like, you know what? I'll let people come to me.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because Drusilla's feeling better, so he feels a little less untethered.
You made a comment in our watch along. We do a watch along before we do these, and we put it out on Patreon. $5 a month gets you the watch along, and a mini-sode called Trivia Crypt that we put out. It's a little deep dive trivia, fun facts behind the scenes. $5 a month gets you all of that. You made a comment in our watch along.
Did I?
That it works out well for Buffy that Spike and Dru haven't both been at full power so far. As soon as Dru rose up, Spike was diminished.
Yeah.
And so we've still only got 1 1/4 of them to deal with.
Because I think in later seasons, Buffy's power grows. But right now, she's still a second grader in terms of her years as a Slayer.
Yeah.
Third grader, maybe. But it's I don't actually know based on their resume if she could take out a Spike and a Drusilla
at full power. Yeah. So, and Drusilla at full or nearly full power, wherever she's at now, is so goddamn fun to watch. I already love this character.
Yeah.
But her with a little pep in her step is just
delightful.
A riot. It's so fun. I feel like I don't really need to say anything else on the top. Do you want to do a spell real quick?
Sure. Since it is Buffy's birthday, Eric and I will probably talk about how her birthday doesn't make any sense.
Got some questions about the timing of the birthday.
But regardless, I will share a little birthday spell that I wrote, I think for myself, some birthday. We'll scan this as well. By
the time this episode is out, we should be all caught up with the spells because you've You took photos of them, sent them to me. So we're going to go ahead and say that before this episode comes out, the spells are on Patreon.
Did you hear that, future you?
So enjoy those. Go to our Patreon. In addition to all the other stuff I mentioned, you can read her notes from her grimoire of all the spells she does.
So,
all the spells we talk about posting. It's not every spell.
So birthday spell. This particular one, I grabbed some motherwort to thank my mothers before me. So this particular birthday spell, I was really focusing on drawing from the love and wisdom of my ancestors. So that was the direction I was going for this one. I then grabbed a purple candle and anointed it with some Samhain oil, but any oil that has a correspondence that has to do with, divination or intuition or third eye or connecting with your ancestors. Anything that has that type of correspondence works. So I just dressed the purple candle, which also has to do with higher realms and connecting with things outside of this realm.
And I'm going to say, if you have any questions about, she says, Samhain oil or some other oil, but you don't know what maybe those are, you can always email us. MajorSlayagepod@gmail.com. Hit us up on Instagram Messenger, and we read everything that comes in, and we can definitely answer those questions for you.
Yeah. And I'll talk a little bit more about that after I get through it. So then I just grabbed a piece of paper and a pen so that I could write a thank you to my mother's past and gratitude for this year and what's to come. I then lit the candle. I invited benevolent spirits to guide me. I wrote down what I'm thankful for and what I'm grateful for that is to come and already is. So it's really important when you're writing things that you want to happen in the future, you always write it in present tense, as if it has already happened. And that's also not just in magic. That's a psychological trick because your brain has trouble telling the difference between like present, future, and past. So when you put things in the present, it sort of aligns your brain to that actually being truth, as opposed to being something that will be true later and therefore is never true. Kind of like
Jane tomorrow, Jane yesterday, but never ever Jane today.
It's like your brain has to make it jam today.
It's also true if you think about it, if you're focusing on it coming in the future sometime down the road, you're focusing on the fact that you don't have it. Like you're putting the emphasis on the desire rather than the thing.
Exactly. So. And then lastly, you're just going to burn that piece of paper to ignite the truth and power of it. So you can do that anytime, but I wrote this for my birthday. So there you go.
Very cool.
I'll share that. And yeah, what I was going to say was these are all my very personal spells. So they're not even necessarily ones that let's say I was wanting to publish a grimoire of some kind. I would make tons of alterations to all of the ones I'm sharing with you based on it being something that anyone can do. All of my spells are written for what I happen to have in my apothecary, but there are always substitutions and different correspondences. So I'm always happy to answer any question like that. It would bring me great joy, frankly. So once he has these uploaded, feel free to join our Patreon and ask whatever questions you want. Even if it's something I don't know the answer to, I love learning more and researching it. So,
and I would say, even if you're not on the Patreon, feel free to ask anyway. We'll take questions from anybody.
Yeah, of course.
You're so fucking cool.
Thanks.
I just think you're awesome.
I think you're awesome.
Well, that works out for me. All right. You want to get into this?
Yes,
Let's
I
do it.
I love that you're wearing your slippers, by the way. Can everyone see these? I can't tell if you can see them. We need to, Hey, Mom, they have holes in the bottom. Can you, I know you like getting these for him.
My
Can
mother-in-law
you get him
got
some
me
more?
these.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So we open on Buffy in her warm, cushy bed. She ran out of water, so she walks out into the hallway, and Drusilla's behind her.
What the fuck was that?
And then she goes into the bathroom, and her bathroom is the bronze. It's a dream. Now,
because I was, for a hot second, I was like, wait, who invited fucking Drusilla in? I was like, did we just catch a plot hole?
Joyce met her at the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, your friend from school,
Yeah.
Drusilla, the goth girl. She's here.
So, oh shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so this is where we start to see that Tox Weasel and the writers, I don't know if he wrote this one, I can't remember.
I think he co-wrote this one. Yeah.
Are so good at making dreams in this series feel like dreams, though Eric pointed
Asterix.
out, except for the episode that was fully about dreams.
Right.
And they did a horrible job in that
Right.
one. But in general, these kind of like prophetic random dreams,
Feels like a dream.
He's gonna touch on those several more times in the series. Probably the best dream work that I've ever seen, aside from The Sopranos.
Sopranos also kills it with dreams, yes.
You have any idea what you just did?
What do I gotta count to before I can get up?
Tony?
So she goes into the bathroom bronze, and Willow is talking to a monkey, teaching it French, and then Joyce is there.
Right. Now, my question was, does the monkey represent Xander in her dream?
I mean, maybe, but I thought it was more just her thinking about that cute conversation that Willow and Oz had.
And you know, the monkey's just, I mock you with my monkey pants.
Is this monkey wearing pants? I forgot to look.
No, the monkey is not wearing pants. He's
Wow.
only wearing a jacket.
He's
So,
Winnie the Poohing
but
it.
that was what I thought in the moment.
Do you
but
think Willow told Buffy about the monkey
yes,
pants?
of course she told this motherfucker. This is a perfect example of how joyless and colorless boys' lives are, because the shit that y'all don't talk about, our conversations as women are so alive and so vibrant. We know every detail. Every story we tell to each other is a poem of the other's life. We get so many beautiful images and new ways of thinking about things and perspectives. And y'all are like, did you see the game?
Well, this reminds me of an article I read written by a trans man who said that he never felt as lonely as he did once he transitioned and went into a public men's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
That said that pre-transition, functioning in the world as a woman, never went into a bathroom without making a group of friends, had so much support, had a cheerleading squad rallying
Every
them
time.
on, whatever's
Every
going
time.
on. You talk about your heart's deepest, darkest secrets with strangers
In the bathroom.
in a women's bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And then once he transitioned, going into the men's room, men don't even make eye contact in a bathroom. It's all business. It's
and here's
get in,
the
get
thing,
out.
like I could do an entire mini-sode myself on this topic and how strongly I feel about how much better the lives of men in this world would be if you all felt not necessarily just safe to share details about your inner life, your internal life, but like we're even taught the skills to do so. Because I think that there are some men like you and my dad and most of the guys we hang out with that like are comfortable with sharing their internal life, but you don't have a blueprint for it.
Yeah, I would say my friend group is probably more chatty and affectionate than the average group of guys. That being said, when I come back from basketball, you ask what we talked about.
Talked about the game.
There's often not a lot to report. Has everyone seen Superman yet?
It's just wild. Okay. So listen to my spin-off podcast where I talk about how patriarchy makes victims.
So you're saying
of
girls
us all.
don't edit. If Oz said anything even remotely interesting
and we
or
remember
not interesting,
yeah,
it's going to get shared.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
100%.
enough. So she's hip to monkey pants.
Yeah. I mean, we send, they didn't have, cell phones at this time, but like we send screenshots of entire conversations to each other. So like there's no relaying. You can just be there. We talk about it in voice memos that like you can listen to as a podcast because they end up being like 30, 35 minutes long.
Can I just say that I hate that because I'm in a couple group chats with you and like you and your cousin and me are in one, which originally started as a way to bully me. They added me to a group chat and then deliberately talked about stuff I don't care about just to blow up my phone.
Yeah.
But then you guys will send 4 or 5 minute long voice memos. Mm-hmm. I fucking hate that. A text message, I can kind of scan for the important stuff. I can go back, I can read part of it, decide I don't have time for it, come back to it later. A voice memo, you got to listen to the entire thing. Mm-hmm. And now I'm held captive for what I have to stop my life to listen to this thing that's usually nonsense.
His life is so gray, so colorless.
How do we get joyless to any of this?
Okay. So Joyce, she's in the bronze in the dream.
Yeah.
And she's holding a coffee mug and saucer and says, "Do you really think you're ready?" And then drops the plate. We then see that Buffy spots someone across the room, but we only know because of the sweetest fucking smile.
Yeah,
on
she gets
her
this little
face.
grin on, and we knew it was
So
coming.
beautiful. And it's Angel across the room. Drusilla comes up behind him, stakes him, dusts him. We also see a ring fall to the ground in the dust.
Also, he strikes a pose that, again, I don't remember this season very well. Ted was the only episode of this season so far that I remembered when I watched it. But I do know that there's a scene coming up where some violence has to be doled out, and Angel has his hand stretched out, and we get that same pose here.
Yeah.
So,
and then Drusilla, all bumpy face and yellow-eyed, says, "Happy birthday, Buffy." And then she wakes up.
Yeah.
Now she's totally fucking freaked out because not all of her dreams are prophetic, but some of her dreams are prophetic.
And I feel like if that has happened at least one time, you have to at least consider that it could happen again.
Yeah. So she goes right to Angel's cement palace and she's like, "Are you okay? We never saw Dru's body. I'm fucking freaked out. She killed you in a dream." And Angel is being very much the Arik of the situation, just kind of being like, okay, a couple things. Bullet point number 1, has everything you've ever dreamed come true? No. Therefore, we can't definitively say that this will. Number 2, if it does, we'll deal with it when it happens.
Right. That's definitely my motto, is like, I trust, given our track record, given the number of things we've gotten through in the past, I'm talking about you and me specifically, but I think Angel's also talking about him and Buffy. We will know what to do when the situation arises, and we can act then.
Though I very much relate to Buffy, which and I'll save this for when this kind of comes up again. Normally I'm the sweaty one.
I swear I'm not going to smell bad, but I'm definitely I'm going to get wetter. My tits are sweating as this is happening. Lactating sweat.
So he kisses it all better. It's morning time. So it's his bedtime and she's about to go off to school, and she lets it slip that she wouldn't mind seeing him at bedtime. Wink, wink, wink. But she doesn't she doesn't realize she said it.
Right.
She does Sarah Michelle Gellar does a great job in these moments in this season where I go, oh, that's right. She's not even 17 yet.
Right.
Or like she's 17 today.
Because what she plays so well is this idea of this is a sexual being who is going to have these gifts, these attributes that are effective in the world, but she doesn't know how to use them yet.
Right.
So she's almost like, what's the metaphor? Like the dog that chases the car wouldn't know what to do with it.
Right.
If he caught it.
Yeah.
That's sort of her. She's like, got these desires. She's pretty. She could turn it on to get what she wants. She's probably mostly done that in terms of pouting with authority figures, but realizing that she can turn it on to get what she wants from a lover.
Please don't ever say that again. I really I don't even like that you said it, and then also you said it in a weird way, and I hated it. I'm sorry. I have to leave. I'll be back later. Bye.
You must have a story about your lover.
He asks what she wants for her birthday. She says,
a little piece of angel food cake.
Me. That was funny. She says, surprise me.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So now we cut to school where Willow is talking about Angel and giving Willow every single little detail. Like if you notice she makes that little slip up of like, oh, I like seeing you at bedtime. And she's literally telling Willow the exact dialogue, which I love.
But I think, and I take your point, and I don't disagree with it, but I think there's a difference between, hey, this guy that I've had one conversation with made a joke about monkey pants versus I'm about to bang my boyfriend for the first time. I think the stakes of those are
no
different.
Difference, because the thing that you tell your best friend, it's making me like so like in love with my best friends right now. The things you tell your best friend, the whole point of it is that it's what's meaningful to you, not necessarily what's meaningful to the arc of the story.
Sure.
It's that. And then he said this hilarious thing about monkeys wearing pants. And it was just like the cutest thing I've ever heard. Like that's what you get to share I'm going to do a course where I teach boys how to talk about their feelings.
It's funny too, because they get to a point in this where she's debating, should I, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
And she says, what if I never feel like this again? And I was like, oh, fuck. I remember being 16.
So sweet.
The stakes feel so high.
Yeah.
You feel like you're
This
living
is it.
in one of the great romance
Yeah.
novels of our time.
Yeah.
And it's like, most of the girls I dated when I was 16, I don't even know what they're up to now.
Yeah, but it's so sweet. It's just, it feels like
In that moment, though, there's nothing more important and nothing is going to shape the trajectory of your life more than how you play the next couple conversations.
Yeah. The only thing that I hated about this scene was Willow's hat. Almost ruined it. Honestly, almost ruined a really sweet scene. We'll talk about it more. So then they see Oz, and Willow talks about that she likes his hands, which also was like, this had to have been at least co-written by a woman for sure.
Without checking, my memory says this is Tox and Marty Knox.
Because these conversations between Willow and Buffy and the things that they chose to share with each other were just really lovely. So Buffy also has a line that didn't make my best line, but was in the running, where Willow doesn't want to talk to Oz because he's a senior. And Buffy says, senior? My boyfriend had a bicentennial, which was great.
Yeah, that may have been my best line.
Oh, well. So Willow goes over to talk to him. And this entire scene almost got my best line.
Yeah, this is such good television writing, because here's the thing, is like, not a ton happens, a little bit of plot happens. We're going to get Oz to the party, but so much character in this, and we put it on pause and we just get to spend time with them. It's some of my favorite writing so far we've seen in the entire show. I want to watch a show where they're the main couple and they're in most of the scenes, because their chemistry is just so good. They play so well off each other. They're so sweet and weird and perfect for each other.
Yeah.
I just loved it.
I'm going to ask you to go out with me tomorrow night, and I'm kind of nervous about it. It's interesting. Willow says, if it helps, I'm going to say yes. And then she invites him to Buffy's surprise party. And then she walks away saying, I said date. Like, it's so fucking cute.
Agreed.
Cut to,
I love it just as much. Just because I didn't hit you doesn't mean I don't also love this scene.
I just built up too much inside me. Cut to Zordy being Zordy.
Not nearly as cute.
They do not have the Waz of it all. Zordy and Waz are definitely on other ends of the spectrum.
Right.
But we do learn that, like, man, Cordelia is involved with the Scoobies.
Yeah,
she is going to Buffy's birthday fucking
not
party.
Just going, she's the chip and dip girl.
Yeah.
She has a job to do.
Like, she's in it, and it's like she's gonna have to tell all of her popular friends,
That's what
like,
I was gonna
I'm
say.
busy tonight.
Is that worse? I'm going to the goofy, nerdy girl and the librarian.
I think she just said,
birthday
I'm busy.
party.
I think she just said, I'm busy.
Yeah.
And then probably had to keep quiet when people are like, why the fuck is the bronze closed tonight? It's a Friday. And she's like, oh, because the fucking nerdy librarian rented it out for the other nerdy Slayer's birthday. I wonder how much it costs to rent out the bronze.
I don't know. It seemed weird because I guess if it's a school night, maybe not that big a deal.
Maybe it's a school night.
But also there was no staff. You don't get to rent the bronze and just have the place to
Right.
yourself. Like, there's no bartenders. There's no security. There's no like cleanup guy.
I was about to say,
Did they break in?
No, Giles. I don't know that Giles would.
Is breaking in.
Yeah,
Ripper
nor is
would.
Willow.
No, Willow. It was
Yeah.
Willow, it was very on the up and up. But yeah, see,
At first I was like, maybe Oz has connections, but he wasn't even invited.
he didn't even know about it till the last minute.
Yeah.
They could have put it. They could have had this just some other place.
I kind of love that it was at the bronze, and it's just like, the bronze is whatever the bronze is.
Just
Whatever you
they
need the
need it
bronze to be, that's what it is. You need to do homework. You need to headbang. You need to drink a coffee. You need to
slow
have a
dance to
birthday
humiliate
party.
your friend.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's the club of requirement. Giles is planning the party. Benny walks up, and Xander says something stupid about a pre-birthday spanking, which was just annoying. It's fine, whatever.
Giles had it with Xander.
Has had it.
It's
I
very
also
fun.
have had it. We've both had it with Xander.
Go to class, Ellen.
Buffy tells Giles, she's like, I blah 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 my birthday. I'm like super nervous because I think Drusilla's fucking alive. and she's really freaked out about it. So let's go see what she's freaked out about, shall we? Nerd Vamp is still around.
Mhm.
I too thought he died in some melee.
But I don't specifically remember him dying. I just thought that he didn't make it out of the last time
I think
we saw him.
when you look at him, you go,
There's no way he had his name Dalton, by the way, which is a super rad name. That's the name of Patrick Swayze's character in Roadhouse.
mhm.
So he's got this fucking, like, of the time at least, this ultra cool name. And then he's him.
I hear you.
Dalton on
I
its own,
feel
not
like
much.
Patrick Swayze's character had one of those names where, like, it was so cool because it's an objectively nerdy name and he made it cool.
But I'm saying by now it's in the zeitgeist.
sure.
What other Dalton is there?
Yeah. I hear you. Dalton is
On its own, I
Yeah.
agree.
So Spike has gifts that he's bestowing upon Drusilla. And we'll talk about it later because I think Eric and I had the realization at the same time during the watch along, but we're like, is it Drew's birthday too? Like, do Buffy and Drew have the same birthday? And maybe.
I think birthdays are fluid in Sunnydale, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can talk about it now because there's no specific time it comes up.
Yeah. So
In I Robot You, Jane, we get the little computer printout of Buffy's personnel file, and it lists her birthday.
October 24th, 1980. And
Because
I
it's-
know it was October 24th because it's my cousin and one of my best friend's birthdays.
So we had Halloween already a few episodes ago. At this point, 7 episodes ago.
Yeah.
I believe there's a calendar visible in Ted that shows Ted takes place in November.
Right.
So when the fuck is Buffy's birthday supposed to be?
Yeah.
Unless Moloch's just not a reliable narrator, unless he just showed fake news.
Yeah. I'm mad about it because I really want Buffy to be born in October.
Because you're an October
Because
baby.
I'm an October baby, and October is the most important month. And I don't think that there's anyone who could, like, dispute that. I mean, I think,
February is pretty cool.
but is it the most important? No, it's October, and, like, that's okay, but it just is. Nerd Vamp brings a box in.
Well, this is after Drusilla's very hilarious hissy fit about the flowers.
Yes.
Drusilla goes Bridezilla
Yeah.
and freaks out about the flowers. And in order to calm her the fuck down, Spike lets her open a present early.
Yeah, which was smart.
Yeah.
You're right. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah.
He literally said, wow. It even sucked me in. Like, it got me to calm down. I didn't even notice what he was doing. So he's in a wheelchair and the side of his face is
He's
all
got
burned
some,
up.
he's beautiful. Although he still is hot as shit, like he still looks
Yeah,
gorgeous, even
so
with some
hot.
scarage. It almost like it just gives him character.
Yeah, exactly. The place is done up. I respect it. It's gorgeous. The candle budget.
Looks like a My Chemical Romance video gonna shoot in there.
Honestly, yeah, it's great.
So she opens the box.
Yeah, she opens the
we
box.
get that Tarantino shot from inside the trunk, but we don't see what's inside.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Yeah, she's very excited about it. She says it reeks of death, which is interesting for what another character says later on, which I think is so interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so back at the Summers home, Joyce is talking to Buffy about taking her to the mall for her birthday, which sounds so fun.
You
Can
want
you
me to-
take?
You want me to take you to the mall for your birthday this year?
Yeah,
Okay,
I do.
we can do that.
I'm very upset though that, like, Joyce is still on the fence about letting Buffy get her license at 17.
Yeah, this is not the culture I grew up in.
Not at all.
I got my car like a few months before I turned 16.
Yeah.
I got my license on my birthday.
Yeah.
Like, and they,
It's
my
very-
school
it's a
did it.
very big deal.
You took driver's ed at school, and they divided you up by when your birthday was.
Oh,
So
no,
that
we didn't get to take it at school, but
Yeah, it was a class you took
Okay.
at school, driver's ed.
interesting.
And so you if your birthday was, the first half of the year, you took it in the first semester. And so like there were people who probably didn't get it quite by their birthday, but
Mhm.
I had finished that shit before my birthday. So I was able to just,
Yeah. And I guess you brought up the point that, like, from Joyce's perspective, she burned down a gym. She sneaks out all the time. So, like, she's kind of one of the only cards Joyce has to play is like when she gets her license.
And she's still in, like, I don't think the statute of limitations has happened on like the last 3 groundings that she's gotten. Like, she should be completely. Joyce is a softie. Joyce doesn't stick to any of this.
Yeah.
Buffy should be living in a box right now.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
But as Buffy is trying to argue that she's ready to get her license, Joyce says, "Do you really think you're ready, Buffy?" and drops a plate. Whoopsies. So
what did you think she was first time through without knowing this conversation? When you just saw the dream, what did you imagine Joyce was asking Buffy?
I can't say for spoilers.
Oh, my guess, like just putting myself there without foreknowledge, as it came up, I thought she was asking if she's really ready to bang Angel.
Oh, interesting. That's not.
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah.
For bang?
Well, it's interesting because I think it's all spoilers. It's all tied together. Yeah. What I think she was asking is because it's Buffy's subconscious that's asking the question. I guess I'll say it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Everyone's seen the episode.
I think she was asking, are you ready for the consequences of having sex with him, but knowing that the consequences are going to be much different?
Yeah, we won't get into that till the next episode.
Yeah, like because it almost felt like a question, not are you ready, but is it worth it?
Interesting.
That's what it felt like to me.
That's fair.
Cut to school, and fucking creepy dude shows up in Jenny Calendar's classroom.
I gotta look up who this guy is because this guy was like
I think his name is Creep E Dude.
Like Wile E. Coyote.
Or like Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah.
This guy's name is Creep Entertainment Dude.
Exactly. Yeah. Because this guy, man, he found
the market
his
cornered
niche.
on this.
Oh my God.
He's so effective.
It was literally like any piece of moving media that was made in the 90s. It just said Creep Dude in the script. And they're like, we got a guy. But we learned some backstory from Jenny.
Yeah,
all right,
this is cool as shit.
Here's the tea. He comes in and he's like, hey, your other job of making sure that a very specific ensouled vampire stays super bummed. The elder lady in our village says that he's feeling significantly less bummed, and that's your fault.
Right. So she's one of the village of the people that cursed Angel, and apparently she's been sent to keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
Her name is Jonna,
and I think I wrote the Calderosh people. I'd love to look up in our trivia crypt, like if they made up a Romani tribe or if that's an actual one. So, and so Jenny is just like, okay, yeah, like I gotta put an end to Bangel, because
she confesses like, yeah,
happy.
There's a girl that's making him happy, and she tries to plead Angel's case a little bit. She's like, but he's like making amends, and he like saved my life, and he's totally different dude.
And this is where I kind of talked about like because there are cultures like this that exist where the revenge of your ancestors becomes a part of your blood. I mean, I guess that's like reminiscent of generational trauma too. It's so funny. I was just something very similar came up at one of my work parties recently. We just hired a new guy. His name's Ivan. He's our like second in command IT person, and he's Armenian. And something came up about just sort of like Armenian culture. And one of the things that is a class in Armenian schools
this is interesting. Yeah.
that they learn marksmanship. They learn shooting. By the time that they graduate, they should be able to assemble an AK-47 in 1 minute. Now, what is so interesting, 2 things. One, guess what they've never fucking had? Ever.
A school shooting.
Because the culture around it, there's a reverence for it. But in addition, the reason that is a class in Armenia, and Ivan said this so sort of nonchalantly, is because it's like from birth, we know one day we may have to fight the Turks. So it just is part of their blood. It just is what they know. And, you know, the Armenian genocide happened. Armenia has been fighting the Turks for centuries and centuries and centuries. And it is still something that is like part of his blood. And so it really reminded me of this, where it's just kind of like, at what point are we holding ourselves captive
Right.
to revenge?
Yeah, a grudge is a weight in your backpack.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt the other person.
And
It
this is
hurts
coming
you.
from someone who like seeks revenge on a daily basis.
Right.
I don't actually seek revenge.
No, but
I
you
just
contemplate. You ruminate on revenge.
I do. Yeah. So this was just all a very interesting story to me, that the guy felt stressed and pained about making sure that this being continues to suffer beyond his own lifetime. Right. And it's just like, at what point are your people imprisoned
by this?
This.
It did strike me as interesting, and I don't know if you caught this, but Jenny refers to him as Angel.
Mm-hmm.
He was Angelus
Yes.
when he did all this shit. Kendra found it very objectionable that they called him by a pet name, that they called him Angel and not Angelus. So it's weird to me that the uncle didn't go, why are you calling him Angel?
That would have been lovely if he had noted that.
Yeah.
That would have been lovely.
He's Angelus.
And
you're not Jenny, you're Jenna.
Ooh!
Right? Just a little tweak, just a little something from watching the show.
Love that.
So much.
That would have been hot. Okay. So she's like, all right. Buffy then is telling Giles about her nightmare. She's like, remember that dream I told you? Well, mom just dropped a plate. So now
and then
I'm
Willow comes in with a monkey and she's like, what the fuck?
No, Zillow comes in with birthday cheer.
Right.
Actually, is what they come
Same.
in with.
Same thing.
Yeah. And they're just trying to, keep Buffy in check about it. But also taking it a little bit more seriously. Like, okay, we'll do some research. Like we'll look into it. Gonna read up on Drusilla, Giles says. Zillow actually thinks that they have to cancel the party, and Giles is like, and he has a great sort of way of thinking about it, where he's like, this isn't the first time Angel has been in danger. It's not the first time any of us have been in danger.
It's not gonna be the last.
And it's not going to be the last. And so if we base our joy and when we seek it out on when we're not in danger, we'll never be able to seek joy.
Yeah, he's softened a little on Buffy's desire for work-life balance.
Yes, exactly. And I think that the Ripper in him helps.
Yeah, because he didn't have a pressure release. And so he rejected his whole thing and went into a really dark place. Whereas if he had gotten to blow off steam, gotten to experience some joy, some relief amidst all of the burden.
Probably wouldn't have resurrected a demon that ended up killing one of his best friends.
And almost broke up him and his super hot secret gypsy girlfriend.
Exactly, yeah. Jenny stops Buffy to say that Giles wants her to meet at a secret address. And Jenny is looking very suspicious, and we're all like, are you suspicious because it's a surprise party, or are you suspicious because of generational ancient revenge?
I didn't even consider she was in on the party. I was like, Jenny is just going hard on this breakup Buffy and Angel thing.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to have a beef with Jenny.
I don't want to have a beef with Jenny
so it was
either.
breaking my heart.
But then turns out we didn't need to. Because, so spoiler alert, the party's at the Bronze, which is insane. Jenny pulls up to the back, but Buffy sees the nerd vamp unloading something from a
Which
truck.
I thought was like a small grandfather clock at first.
And she has a line about how he's always stealing something whenever she catches him. And then they have a really fun fight on the truck, which I thought was great. They did a really good thing in this episode where we like put the fights in different places.
Yeah.
So
it's not just an alley or a graveyard.
Yeah.
We got some scope.
And inside the Bronze, they're all like waiting for Buffy to come in. And Buffy is then thrown through a window, dusts some dudes. And Cordelia is the only one who stands up and says,
"Surprise, motherfucker."
And it's adorable. This whole thing is very cute.
And it's the first time Oz has seen a vampire or seen a vampire get dusted.
And says, did everyone just see that guy turn to dust? And then instead of being like, incredulous, freaked out. He just goes, he feels relief that it explains a lot about Sunnydale. Jenny ends up bringing in the package that they were stealing, and it is a giant chainmailed arm, not attached to a body, to be clear, just an arm. And then it reaches up and strangles Buffy. Angel rips it off, and Angel's like, I know what goes with the rest of this arm, and I can't fucking believe she's doing it.
Right.
So we learn that this is some dude named the Judge.
My name is Judge.
And he couldn't be killed. There was an army sent to destroy him. Based on his chainmail that we see on the arm, we know from touring 100 million castles that this was definitely like medieval armor, which becomes relevant later.
She's a demon who wants to wipe out humanity, which he
wants to
considers
Thanos
a plague.
things. So what people did was they dismembered him and took him to 5 different corners of the planet.
And you made such a good point. You're like, if the idea is to keep this guy from ever being reconstituted, you gotta that
motherfucker's going in a blender. Like, come on.
We're gonna shoot him out of a wood chipper.
Exactly.
Yeah. Drusilla is trying to Voltron this dude.
Yeah. And this is when Angel is like, well, we have literally no time. I have to get this arm as far away from Drusilla yesterday. Like, I have to leave now.
Jenny seizing on an opportunity here.
And it was actually really lovely because it's like, we don't want to see Jenny be a bad guy. But we also, like, I don't know. I get it. Like, I understand. Like, she was sent here to do a job. So she seizes on this, as you said, where she's like, I'll drive you to the port.
Yeah. Get the fuck out.
And Buffy is obviously devastated. And this is the beginning of the end of Buffy never wanting to celebrate her birthday ever. Now the nerd vamp has to tell Drusilla that he lost one of her presents, and Drusilla is absolutely just her own fucking theatrical show.
She's so fun in this episode.
Yeah. So she takes his glasses off, which, again, I'm very concerned about the glasses here. One, did this poor vamp get turned into a vampire and still have a receding hairline and need glasses?
Yeah.
Then Drusilla smashes them. Where is he going to get another prescription? Lens Crafters is not open at night.
Yeah, it's a whole mess.
What are we going to do?
So I thought there was stuff in the, because correct me if I'm wrong. In the future, we get a flashback to Spike, who's like, mom is very ill, right? And then she gets vamped and is spry and youthful.
Spoilers.
So is this guy's astigmatism didn't clear up when he got vamped?
Girl, I don't know. Or maybe it's like
wear him out of habit?
Or maybe like Angel got ensouled as a curse. This guy got a receding hairline and didn't fix his vision. Somebody cursed him for like killing some village princess or something. And this was what his revenge was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lame revenge, but it's what they conjured.
I think there's probably something to that. I think I'm going to go with, he just wears them. He's wearing the attitude glasses. They're just clear lenses. He just likes the way they look.
Yeah. Eric, he just likes the way these
That
look.
is not true at all. I'm blind as shit without these. And I'm so blind that you can't see when you wear my glasses.
No, I can't. So Bangel's at the docks. This is also where I really related to Buffy, because they're sort of doing the same conversation where Buffy is like, what if? And Angel is like, then we'll deal kind of thing. But one thing that I really struggle with, that I still can't comprehend how you do it, is that like the chances of something bad happen. No, we can't know for sure that something bad is going to happen.
Right.
But my brain immediately goes, 1 millisecond after thinking that goes, and you also can't know if something really bad will happen. Like, I don't know how you turn off
the way my brain works is this. And I don't know that it's just how it works. And maybe it's because I had such a chaotic, violent childhood. So you had to like really live in the moment, and you had to go.
You had to do what you had to do.
Yeah, you had to get through it. But I look at a potential bad situation, and I go, I trust that I'm going to know what to do if that happens. But I'm not going to put myself through living in a bad situation before I have to, because if it doesn't happen, then all I did was live in a bad situation unnecessarily.
I think and we've talked about this, I think the part that you're able to do is make a choice about it.
Yeah.
Like
because if I fear the worst and then the worst never happens, but I've been spending the last 4 weeks pretending like the worst was inevitable, then all I did was torture myself for no reason. Whereas if I go, when the worst arrives, I've got ample evidence that I will be able to have the proper feelings and thoughts and emotions and do what needs to be done in the face of that when it happens. And I've spared myself the weeks of dread leading up to it.
Yeah, no, that
dread of a thing is always worse than the thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a skill I wish I had. Maybe one day, maybe when I grow up, I'll be able to do that. Compartmentalize in that way. So Bangel's at the docks and he gives her a Clawda ring, which is so sweet. And they have delightful, beautiful kissing as these two always do. And then they're attacked. And we have another great fight scene at the docks.
Mm-hmm.
I just love the scenic route that we're taking with all these fights. The nerd vamp ends up running off with the box. Buffy's thrown into the water. Angel jumps in after her.
Mm-hmm.
Back at the library, Xander has this worst case scenario idea of what he thinks Buffy and Angel's future will be like.
I mean, what kind of a future would she have really had with him? She's got 2 jobs. Denny's waitress by day, Slayer by night. And Angel's always in front of the TV with a big blood belly. And he's dreaming of the glory days when Buffy still thought this whole creature of the night routine was a big turn on.
And I'm putting it into the box of evidence of Xander's horrible childhood. Because, like, the thing that he describes about, like, an overworked, underpaid, unsatisfied wife/mom and a lazy, drunk, even though he says blood bags instead of beer, dad who makes everyone miserable. I'm like, that's all he can picture.
Right.
That's all he can picture. And Xander continues to make me sad, I guess, is the point of that. Buffy comes in and we learn that just a touch from the judge can burn the humanity out of someone, and no weapon forged can kill him.
No weapon, no weapon, formed against the shall prosper. No weapon, no weapon, formed against the shall prosper. No weapon, formed against the shall prosper.
And we just need to remember that.
Sure, locking that away.
And so they do a round robin where they all call their moms to say they're staying at each other's houses so that they can research all night without anyone getting further grounded.
Now, I thought we were going somewhere, and I was nervous when this fact was brought up. Buffy's dry. She had a change of clothes at school. Jenny drove Angel to change his clothes.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to get some Jenny's trying to abscond with Angel, or I think they planted that seed, and now I can't trust Jenny, and it's bumming me out.
It's bumming you out. Yeah. I think the only reason that and not just because I've seen it, obviously, but also it's just like, what the fuck could Jenny do? Like,
she's a techno-pagan. And
I guess, yeah.
She knows all the things that hurt vampires.
Yeah.
She's been dating a Watcher.
Yeah.
She's pals with a Slayer.
All right. I guess she's a little bit more dangerous than I was giving her credit for, but that's not what happens. So
I was innocent.
Yeah. So
my butthole is going to clench anytime Jenny is alone with either Buffy or Angel going forward. And that is a piece of the puzzle I was not prepared for.
Yeah. So they're all researching and everything. And then Buffy is so tired. So she falls asleep at Giles's desk. And there's a really cute moment where we see a little bit of David Boreanaz that he ends up getting cast as later, like in his subsequent characters, where you see that he's really got this like feisty kind of sarcastic, kind of not brooding sort of personality. And it comes out just a little bit.
Seems Buffy needed some rest.
Yeah, she hasn't been sleeping well, tossing and turning. She told me because of her dreams.
She told me.
Also, there's this cute thing where he looks at her sleeping and he grins.
I
And it was like you seeing one of our cats sleeping.
So is that how you look at me when I sleep?
As I grab my pillow and walk out of the room on my way to the guest room, yes.
Yeah.
I look at you very fondly and grin as I flee.
So Buffy is sleeping and we see that she's having a dream. She's in Drusilla's lair. She's getting a much better sort of like view of it, 360 view.
In a really hot Drusilla nightgown.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jenny's there, but they do a really cool dream thing where it's like we only see the back of her.
She pops in,
she's only
pops
there for a
out.
second.
Yeah.
Then we see that Drusilla is in the same gorgeous white gown, which is it is an Olympic level dress to wear, what these women are wearing.
Yeah, it hides nothing
and actually exacerbates anything. So it's gold medal to them both. Drusilla in the dream has Angel and
puts a knife to his throat.
Yeah,
and then we wakes
up to Angel hugging her. It was very sweet. So now we cut to Drusilla's party in real life. Okay, listen. The people that killed the judge back in the medieval times, they're fucking idiots, okay? Because they're like, we got to disassemble this guy into only 5 pieces. And we're going to put all of those pieces into box that interlock together like Legos for children.
Right.
And I'll form the head.
And he's like, here I am, Thanos's younger brother. And he comes out and he immediately tells Sprue that they smell, which is so funny.
They smell like humans because they're jealous.
Because they love each other and have emotions
and,
and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's so funny that Dru opened the box of his arm and says it smells like death. And then he smells them and says it smells like humanity or life.
Yeah.
So poetic. But the judge is hungry. And he can't eat the people that orchestrated his reassemblement. So he decides to eat the nerd vamp. And why does he decide to eat the nerd vamp? He says that he's going to eat him or burn him or whatever the fuck he does because he reads and therefore has the stench of humanity on him.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So like half of America would be completely safe from this guy.
100% safe.
Commentary.
So Nerd Vamp is actually dead now. There's no coming back from this. He is fired up, imploded, dusted. He's gone. And Drusilla says, do it again. Brilliant. We're getting full Drusilla.
She's so fucking silly, crazy, fun. And again, it's, as opposed to being sort of like on Valium, now she's like on energy drinks.
Yeah, it's so great. Do you hear these lovely crickets, by the way?
I do.
It's so fun. I wonder
I
if they'll
didn't
be
just
picked
flash
up.
my nuts to anybody switching my legs over.
You'll have to put like a little blurred, like in Arrested Development when Oscar comes in with a boner. It's like a little blue blur. Now I hope you did. So Buffy now wakes up from her little nap in Giles's office and is like, I know where the lair is. I dreamt it. And Bangel is going to go to the old factory.
The
where
old
the party
spaghetti
is.
factory.
The old spaghetti factory. So we cut to them at the blood punch party because there's a blood punch bowl. And listen, this was not Bangel's most stealthy because they just walk in
and stand on the balcony.
And yes, it's the judge that smells them and looks up and immediately sees them. But like literally any vampire could have just slightly angled their head upwards and seen them.
Can we also talk about what a lackluster party this is? This is like
it was a really lame party.
Blue Company Christmas party.
Wait, did I write it? This is basically an office party for them.
Right.
Yes.
And then like the judge just kind of walking around mingling.
He
with,
looked
like...
so uncomfortable. He looked so fucking uncomfortable. Also, he just woke up in 1998. Like he was fucking killed in like
or dismembered, yeah.
1190.
So was that head just in a fucking box, just bored for 700 years
long.
waiting?
Yeah.
Jesus
that sucks
Christ.
a butt. That sucks.
And now he wakes up at a party and the kids are sticking suckers on the back of Job's $3,000 suit.
So, he sees them. They bring them down. And there were so many good lines in this, but Spike has my favorite line. So I'll talk to you about it at superlatives as they're sort of, being held back by their arms. somebody sees that there's like
Angel.
Angel sees that there's a chandelier and it's like tied by a rope or something.
It's the TVs.
Oh, it's the TV. I couldn't.
Yeah, he's doing what Buffy usually does. He's taking in the surroundings, and he notices the chain hoist that they use to pull the cage up and fry the little Steve Jobs kid.
Okay.
And he's like putting it all together, and
Okay.
they got that big cluster of TVs because this place also functions as a Buffalo Wild Wings. They show all
Sure.
the NFL games in there. So he kind of sees the whole Rube Goldberg of it all.
Yeah, and so he makes it come down.
Elbows his way out, snatches the chain.
Yeah, and creates a hole in the ground, and luckily it's over a sewer, so they go down and they hide from the vamps chasing them. They come up from a manhole, and it's raining cats and dogs. Why is that a saying? I'd like to look it up. We'll trivia crypt it. And they run to Angel's cement palace, and they're cold and wet, and Angel gives her something to warm up. And then we have the horniest, sexiest, sweetest,
but safe for television.
Pre-coitus little exchange between the two of them.
We've seen them do hot kissing before, but what really caught me about this is that there was so much longing. There was so much. It was so desperate.
Yeah.
And it just made it really erotic. And I was like, I could just imagine all the little kids just like wrapping their legs around pillows, regardless of their gender, and just not about to explode.
Yeah. And when we were doing the watch along, I made a comment about like how like modest Buffy is being, because I was like, she's covering herself, but like she's worn things more revealing than this before around.
But she is wet, so she's probably nipping out.
Sure. But then I also thought about like the times where your nudity means something different. So like, you know, as a theater kid, being naked in front of people, you have to do quick changes.
Right.
Like you can't necessarily determine that like the opposite sex isn't going to be around.
Right.
Like you just kind of have to be.
Get some dork trying to get a credit for a class that's moving scenery.
Right.
Dressed in a black turtleneck.
Yeah. Like you just kind of have to be aware that like your naked body is just another costume. But then you put yourself naked in a position like this
with someone whose opinion matters.
Yes, all of a sudden you're like very aware of your own body. So I actually thought that was I take back what I.
So she's like, "Ow, I got a cut." He's like, "Can I see it?" He pulls her spaghetti strap down. She's already started to heal, but they're right up in each other's piece.
Yeah,
and it just gets smoochy.
He actually tries to stop it, like he feels it that this is going to happen. It's going to move in this direction, and it's actually Buffy who's like, no, we're not. Especially if you're going away for a year, bro. Yeah. Like we're doing this.
Angel pumped the brakes. She cut the brake lines.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't see anything happen, but we do see lightning strikes, thunder rumbles. Angel wakes up in pain,
clutching his chest,
runs outside to the rain, and is screaming Buffy's name, screaming in agony. And Buffy is sound asleep, to be continued.
What a fucking cliffhanger.
I can't even imagine what people were experiencing.
And having to wait a week to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Because you don't know explicitly the terms of the curse at this point, your first time through.
Yeah.
It's so good.
So incredible.
I made this comment too, I think, during the watch along. All of the act breaks, every time we cut away for commercial, it built us up to this crescendo and then left us hanging. Like, this is an episode where, like, I can imagine people like audibly screaming at the television every time a commercial break happened.
Yeah.
Sunnydale High Yearbook Committee meeting now in session. Who'd you have for best line?
Best line. Oh, okay. So Angel has said something that's one of my pet peeves. When he is in the lair and he's being held back and then they grab Buffy and he goes, "Leave her alone." That's such an idiot line. Like, I hate when people write that because it's not going to do anything. And then Spike says,
"Yeah, that'll work. Now say pretty, please."
Like, basically called out my criticism of that line.
Right.
So,
and then he follows it up with "take me instead." And Spike has another fucking great line where he's like,
"You're not clear on the concept, pal. There
is no instead.
Yeah.
Like, you're both fine.
It was great.
We mentioned earlier when Buffy says to Willow,
You think he's too old because he's a senior? Please, my boyfriend had a bicentennial.
so I just thought it was great. And like I said, I was born in the bicentennial of this country. I was born in 1976.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do any math right now. Stop doing math. So I had just t-shirts and license plates and shit. I feel like grandparents were always buying me bicentennial shit like it was supposed to matter to me. So I just had so much bicentennial bric-a-brac growing up.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Goofy.
What'd you have for worst line?
Worst line was when Xander calls Giles.
Looks like Mr. Caution Man, but the sound he makes is funny.
Like, I hate that. Like, let's just like name something that they're actually doing and then put guy or boy or girl or man or whatever on the end of it. I fucking hate it. And they do it all the time.
This is just a line we just didn't need. It kind of just interrupted the moment.
Come on, you need to get inside.
If you just take off and go inside, we'll do the inside math.
Yeah.
We don't need you to map out where you're headed.
Exactly.
It just seems silly.
Yeah.
What'd you have for best dressed?
Best dressed. It was tough, but Drusilla beat herself. I ended up going with the red corset situation.
That was honorable mention for me.
Yeah, but she beat herself in the black sort of Victorian dress in the beginning, and then the twinsy dress that she had with Buffy, the white gown.
Right.
Those were real close in contention.
Yeah, I gave it to Buffy in the white nightgown only because we only got a brief glimpse of Dru when she was behind Angel, so we didn't get the full effect.
Yeah.
Buffy parades around the party grounds for a whole minute.
Yeah.
She does a full runway stomp.
I just felt like Drusilla was like, I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling better. I'm putting on this red fucking corset.
Yeah, it was great. What'd you have for worst dressed?
This is so cute because there's a tie and they match. Willow's idiot purple hat and Oz's inexplicable purple shirt.
Yeah. I wrote Oz borrowing Angel's shirt because Oz is 4'3".
Yeah.
And he's wearing the biggest, dumbest purple
But
shirt.
also like Angel would never wear like a bright fluorescent royal purple shirt.
I was more referring to the size of it, but yes.
Yeah.
It
I'd
was
be
so
very upset
goofy.
if I saw Angel in
Especially
that.
because I feel like the rest of the time we've seen Oz, he's been dressed kind of cool.
It was idiotic.
He was in a tent.
It was very stupid.
All right. What'd you have for best move?
Best move, I loved the fight on the pier because I just like that they're now setting the fights in places where there's more things for Buffy to grab and push herself off of. Like they're just getting more creative with those. So I like the pier fight.
I gave the best move to one of the bad guys.
What?
When Buffy's trying to break up the heist in the alley, there's a vamp that reaches down out of the truck, pulls Buffy all the way up into the truck.
Yeah.
That was fucking cool.
That was awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
And lastly, who did you have for most likely?
Most likely to enter the Thanos lookalike contest. The judge.
I had most likely to hit up yard sales this weekend to replace all the dishes she keeps breaking. Joyce.
It's true. And she just got rid of all those.
Packed up a bunch of shit last week
after Ted.
She should have hung on to those.
Yeah.
All right. That's all we got. Thanks so much for hanging out with us today, tonight, whatever it is. I don't know when you watch this, whatever you've been doing for the last hour or so. Yeah. We're not here to tell you when to watch this. But yeah, we'll be back next week for the conclusion to this story, which I think is called Innocence, season 2, episode 14.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be back with more watch-alongs, trivia crypts on the Patreon. Please like, subscribe. Also, in the comments, leave us your best dressed, worst dressed, best line, worst line, best move, and most likely. We would love to hear your thoughts on all of that. Until next time. Oh, wait. Almost forgot.
What?
Check out our other show.
Oh.
Kim and Ket Stay Alive Maybe, co-starring her and the hilarious Kim Burns, produced by me, comes out every Wednesday wherever you listen to podcasts, on social media at KK Sam Podcast. This show is on social media at Major Slayage Pod. That's all we got. We'll see you next time. Until then, dust you later.